Hey, everybody. I'm Ashleigh Banfield, and this is Drop Dead Serious. This episode takes us to Arkansas, and it delivers a picture that is seared in my mind. A beautiful mother and her 6-year-old twins posing in front of what looks like a gleaming white wall of Christmas flowers. Her picture-perfect twins, a 6-year-old boy and a 6-year-old girl, are snuggled up next to her, and they're smiling for the camera, and they look happy and they look peaceful. And it is definitely how I prefer to remember them and how I hope most people will remember them. But their last moments were not peaceful. They were sheer terror. They faced the barrel of a gun right before it went off, as one by one they fell to gunshots. All three of them, the mom and her 2 beautiful children. They were found shot to death inside a spectacular mansion. And now a prominent family doctor in Arkansas is facing a level of personal tragedy that almost defies belief. And people are asking whether he is extraordinarily unlucky or whether something far more sinister has been unfolding around him. His name is Dr. Randall Beallis. He's 56 years old, like I said, a family physician who now has lost 2 wives and 2 children to gun violence in just over a dozen years. And the most recent death is the one that has shaken an entire community. On December 3rd, 40-year-old Charity Beallis was found shot to death in the mansion that the couple once shared before their split. And she wasn't alone. The couple's 6-year-old twins were found dead too, and yes, they'd both been shot. Charity and Randall had split up 10 months earlier in February after the good doctor choked his wife in front of those 2 beautiful kids. He was arrested for it, and he was charged, actually faced multiple charges for it, and in October he faced the music for it. He pleaded, and it was a guilty plea, to 3rd-degree domestic battery, for which the good doctor was given a fine and a suspended sentence. Some people might say that's quite a slap on the wrist for choking the mother of your children right in front of your children. Nonetheless, that was the deal. Wow. So, a suspended sentence and a fine for 3rd-degree domestic battery. I guess it's really not a surprise that Charity filed for a divorce, like not long after that whole thing went down, right? That was back in March. And that divorce actually was fairly quick in the grand scheme of how divorces usually go. It was finalized just this month, actually on December the 2nd. That would be 8 days ago. I'm taping this on December 10th, 2025. So December 2nd was one day before she and the twins were found murdered. But Charity's family says that Charity lived in terror for an entire decade. That doctor husband of hers, Randall, would beat her until her eyes were black and blue and until she was bruised from head to toe. That's what the family says. The dead woman had an adult son from a previous relationship, and he too says that he lived in fear of that husband of his mother's. That son is John Powell, and he's now 24 years old. And he says once when he was just a teenager, Dr. Randall Beallis, Mom's husband, slashed the tires to his truck, and he caught the whole thing on video.
Give me your phone. I'm shutting it off.
Here comes the next one. Yeah. What are you gonna do? It's called being the parent, buddy.
My truck in my name.
Yep.
I paid for it.
Yep.
Give me that phone.
So good parenting. That's what the doctor believes is good parenting. Slashing each tire of your stepson's truck, while Mom looks on and doesn't seem to be too upset about it. It's very disturbing. I'm just going to go out on a limb. I don't think that's good parenting. You may be strict. You may think an eye for an eye, but at some point you got to ask yourself, should you really be taking a knife while you're holding on to your baby and slashing tires as discipline? I don't care what the teenager did. There's all sorts of things you can do, right? Punishments are all subjective. Everybody has a different feel. But that one, I think if you ask the experts out there in parenting, I think they'd all weigh in. Not good. For now, at least, the county sheriff won't even say whether anybody is considered a suspect in those 3 Beallis' murders, mom and her 2 babies. Dr. Randall Beallis says he is innocent, and his lawyer says that he is cooperating. But you may remember that I mentioned 2 dead wives, right? Those. Back in 2012, the previous Mrs. Dr. Randall Beallis was also found dead from a gunshot wound to the head. Her name was Shauna Beallis. She was a nurse, and her family says that she too was chronically abused by Dr. Randall Beallis. Her death was ruled a suicide, but the family wasn't buying it then, and they're not buying it now. And especially now, they want her case reopened. And you cannot blame them. I covered a case of Chad Daybell, who's got a wife named Lori Vallow Daybell, who's got kids who are dead and ex-husbands who are dead, and suddenly he's got a wife who's dead. And what do you know? They dug her up and gave it a second look. They'd originally said natural causes, and then they determined not so fast, it really wasn't. So you can understand why the first Mrs. Beallis' family now wants a whole big deep dive on how their loved one died. Earlier on my NewsNation show, shout out NewsNation, I talked to my friend Mark Garagos, criminal defense attorney and co-host of the hit podcasts Reasonable Doubt and 2 Angry Men. And I'm going to play you our conversation in just a moment because he's one of the best defense lawyers out there. And of course I had to ask him, so you're defending this guy. What are you doing now? Because they're in that netherworld, right? He's not charged. He's technically not a suspect. Certainly no one said it. But you know damn well that when a mom and her 2 kids are gunned down a day after the divorce is final and the guy who she divorced has a dead wife from gunshots a dozen years prior, you know they're taking a look at him. So what a great conversation with Mark Garagos about what that guy's thinking. Is he shaking in his boots? Does he have a lawyer? My answer is probably yes here. And what is that lawyer doing right effing now? But before I get to all of that, I really, really want to thank you. It's my Christmas thank you. Bottom of my heart, folks. Thank you for being a part of this podcast. Thank you for being in my little club. I so appreciate you. And I also want to thank my sponsors. They make all of this happen. Like Incogni. Let's face it, guys. I get pretty deep and dark out there with the stuff I cover. But some of the scariest stuff is right there on whatever screen you're looking at me on. It's right behind that screen. It's happening. Your name and your phone number, your home address, your personals. It's all floating out there. And it ain't because you gave it to someone. It's because somebody took it and sold it right out from under you. They're called data brokers. They know what you buy, what you search. They know what meds you take. They know where your kids go to school. And if you just throw a little dose of AI in there, it isn't good, right? Imposter scams are now on the rise. People are using AI to fake the voices of the people you love, and they can, like, one phone call and have you wrapped around their finger. You're sending money to who you think might be your mom or your kid. So this is chilling stuff. But what most people don't know is that you have the right, the legal right, to go after these guys, these data brokers. They have to legally delete your information. Problem is, it takes forever to find them, track them, and make them do it. Years. And so that's why I use Incogni to do it. They do all the dirty work for me. They go to the companies. They demand they remove my personal data. I get the report. Win-win. They even offer a custom plan, unlimited. You flag a site, and Incogni's privacy team goes right after it directly, giving you peace of mind and power. So if privacy matters to you, and it should, please do this. Go to incogni.com/dropdead. Use the code dropdead, because if you do, I got you 60% off. Happy holidays. Again, incogni.com/dropdead. Use the code dropdead and get your data back, y'all. Okay, back to the case now. Here is my conversation with famed attorney Mark Garagos.
The first wife, Mark Garagos, died by gun violence. It's either a crazy coincidence or it is a pattern. So do you believe that police would look at this case, at her case, a little like Tammy Daybell in the Lori Vallow Daybell case and say, I think we better dig her up. I think we better take a second look. Is that something that you think might be happening right now?
Absolutely. I think it would be almost investigative malpractice per se not to. They would do that. And by the way, I think the defense probably is as well, because you don't want to be surprised by anything. You want to have a parallel investigation. You want to defend your client. You also want to investigate. You want to find out what and if and how they determined previously that it was a suicide. You'd want to take a look at that. You're going to have the family, obviously, as you alluded to in your package, from the first unfortunate death, I'll call it. They're now going to believe they've got wind at their back if they've always believed that it wasn't a suicide. And so they may be constructing evidence or trying to bring forth evidence, if you will, to have people reassess it. It's a massive undertaking, both by the investigators and by the defense.
So the victim, in the case, the mom at least, the children are victims as well, but Charity Beallis, their mom, I don't know how this is going to work. She was none too pleased with the Sebastian County prosecutors because of what she thought was a pretty easygoing plea deal that her husband got after choking her in front of those babies. He got effectively a slap on the wrist. This is what she wrote publicly back then. Okay, I'm going to read it word for word. She says, I am the victim, yet I've been treated like the problem, while the criminal, a local doctor, is being shielded by the very system that's supposed to protect us. I've tried to reach prosecuting attorney Daniel Shue, but he won't even accept a letter from me. My voice as the victim has been shut out. This is not just about me. This is about a system that protects offenders and rejects victims. Lives are at stake, including the lives of young children. It gives me the willies. I literally get chills when I think of her writing that, and now knowing that 3 lives, indeed, hers and children's, are gone. But talk to me about the potential conflict of interest, because that prosecuting attorney, Daniel Shue, is likely supposed to be heading up the murder investigation now.
Right. It would not surprise me at all if her family demands that another authority, prosecuting authority, comes in and does the investigation. And the longer the investigation goes on without identifying somebody, that is going to give fodder to either side. And by the way, if in fact they do arrest this doctor and this gentleman, that's going to provide fodder to the defense as well. So it's kind of a lose-lose situation. I mean, there's going to be the argument from the defense that, of course, she was writing that. They were involved in a divorce. She didn't like what was happening. She was trying to leverage it, the accusations through the divorce. And on the other side, her family is going to now argue the complete opposite.
Well, she was speaking about a crime that he definitely committed. He admitted to committing. She was upset about it being such an easy sentence. And who knows if he did this? I don't know that. Randall Beallis, Dr. Beallis, is not charged with this. I will repeat again. He is not even announced suspect at this point. But you can bet I'm going to be following this one. And Garagos, you can bet I'm going to call you again. Thank you for this.
So what's left now are questions that feel, frankly, too impossible to ignore. How one man could be connected to so much tragedy, pattern-like tragedy, similar tragedies, right? How 2 wives and 2 children could all be shot dead in just over a decade. And how a family could plead for help for so many years only to end up planning 3 funerals at once. We're going to stay on this story. Every development of it, every court filing, I am watching. I wonder what kind of holiday this is going to be for Dr. Randall Beallis. Curious. Every new piece of information, you will have it as soon as I have it, as long as you're subscribed. Because if you're subscribed, you get it automatically and you won't miss a thing. So win for me, win for you. Hit the subscribe button. I will love you forever. Anyway, I will always love you forever. Also, super, super pumped about something new. My merch store is open officially. And I know this is crazy, but I have already put my order in and I'm waiting for it. So that's why I'm not posing in it. But the minute I get it, yeah, you're going to see me wearing it. If you're stumped about your Christmas presents, I've got your back because it's giving Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm giving you 20% off all this week right through till Friday. 20% off everything in the merch store. Hoodies and tees, mugs and tumblers and notebooks and tote bags. Oh my. Phone accessories, blankets, the big stuff for the people you care a lot about and the little stuff for the stuff you don't care about these people, but you got to get them something because they're probably related or coworker. So tell somebody that they're drop dead serious. Get something from the merch store. Hey, tell the world you're drop dead serious yourself. Get yourself something nice for the holidays, girl. You are worth it. Head to shop.dropdeadserious.com. Easy. Shop.dropdeadserious.com. I need to write music to that. 20% off for a couple more days. I'm Ashleigh Banfield. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And remember, truth isn't just serious. It's drop dead serious.